On this video, we are going to go over the install for the RAM, the SSD, the processor, the cooling processor on the main logic board, the power supply, and the graphics card for this micro build PC. Here we have attached the processor chip to the board with a hinge. This is the Corsair RAM that was installed by clipping one clip on the top on each side for each DIMM slot. Once you press down and in, it will snap into place. These holes here are for the CPU cooler screws that will go into place that are a spring set screw in. These are the brackets that will be removed from the board. They are no longer needed. These are the screw heads that are spring loaded that you will screw in, one on each corner with a half turn until they all are snapped down. Here's a side view showing what it looks like flush. This section of the video is how we attach the motherboard or main logic board to the chassis of the micro build case by using these socketed screw head adapters for your Phillips. There is multiple places on the bracket of the PC box where you can attach a ATX, mid ATX, micro or mini ATX motherboard. These screw holes are designated by having metal solder points on each one that will actually fit into slot on top of the bracket. At this point, we're going to attach the bracket that came with this case so that the power supply will sit inside of this, as this is how it is fitted for the specific unit with this type of power supply. As you can see, once the power supply is in, you will attach the graphics card PCU connectors to the graphics card if your graphics card has one, and just gently stack all the cables inside and zip tie them up later. Here is where the audio HD cable goes in, and over here we have the two other power supply connecting cables to the main logic board, 1 and 2, the bigger one is being the main support. These are the power LED switch plugs that need to go into the main logic board from the power supply. Here is a view from the top and bottom, and they are labeled on the board and on the switch cable. Once the computer power cable is plugged in to the nearest outlet, go ahead and flip the switch on the back of the power supply and boot it up, as the power LED switch cables will now indicate that the motherboard is powered up, as you can visually see here. Not every logic board is like that, but that's one indicator that it is booting. At this point, you can boot into BIOS and set a password on your main logic board, or boot to an operating system so that you can boot into the computer OS and create a user account. And if you need any further instructions, please use the internet or the instruction booklets that came with your device thingamajigs.